Axanar is a proposed Star Trek fan film whose production has been obstructed by CBS and Paramount. There are lots of fan films out there of varying quality, and this looks like it's going to be one of the better ones. A 20-minute short film called Prelude to Axanar was made showing essentially what the filmmakers want to do if they ever get to make a feature-length version. It takes the form of a documentary about the Battle of Axanar. Axanar was first mentioned in the original series episode Court Martial. Kirk earned a medal for his participation in the subsequent peace mission. In the episode Garth of Izar, it's mentioned that it was a battle between the Federation and some unnamed opponent. In Prelude to Axanar, the Battle of Axanar is described as what the characters call the 4 Years' War, which is not part of official Star Trek canon. Prelude portrays this as a war between the Federation and the Klingons. This seems to contradict the episode Errand of Mercy, which establishes that war between the Federation and the Klingons had been exclusively a Cold War up to that point, and there is no mention or evidence of any peace treaty between them. Prelude to Axanar shows interviews with the characters who were present at Axanar, and they recount what happened, including the involvement of Garth of Izar. CBS and Paramount often looked the other way when it came to fan films. But as those fan films continued to increase in production value, I suppose it was only a matter of time before they started to see them as real competition. It's now quite common for actors who were in official Star Trek productions to appear in these fan films. Prelude to Axanar, for example, stars Gary Graham playing Soval as he did in Star Trek Enterprise. In addition to Prelude, there is also a scene filmed on Vulcan featuring Soval. The quality of the special effects is not as high as it is in official productions, but they look passable. Prelude to Axanar was funded by a Kickstarter campaign that aimed at raising $10,000 but ended up with $101,000. They shot it in 2 days and people loved it. After Prelude was released on July 26, 2014, fans donated a further $638,000 to the Kickstarter and $547,000 to an Indiegogo campaign to fund the production of a feature-length version. On December 29, 2015, CBS and Paramount filed a copyright infringement lawsuit. The specific complaint was that they were going to use the Klingon language in the film and they owned the copyright to that. I suspect that this was not their primary concern. In copyright cases, a defense strategy that is sometimes used is that the plaintiff hasn't sued other people who have infringed upon that copyright, so they don't really take their copyright property seriously. Suing specifically over the use of the Klingon language may have been a way of getting around the use of that defense. Axanar Productions has disputed the claim that Klingon is protected by copyright. J.J. Abrams stepped in an attempt to push the studio to drop the lawsuit. He seemed to think that he had succeeded, and in May of 2016 he said that within the next few weeks it will be announced that this is going away. No such announcement came. CBS and Paramount published a list of guidelines that fan film creators have to follow if they want to avoid being sued. They are: the fan production must be less than 15 minutes for a single self-contained story, or no more than 2 segments, episodes, or parts not to exceed 30 minutes total, with no additional seasons, episodes, parts, sequels, or remakes. The title of the fan production or any parts cannot include the name Star Trek. However, the title must contain a subtitle with the phrase "A Star Trek Fan Production" in plain typeface. The fan production cannot use the term official in either its title or subtitle or in any marketing, promotions, or social media for the fan production. The content in the fan production must be original, not reproductions, recreations, or clips from any Star Trek production. If non-Star Trek third-party content is used, all necessary permissions for any third-party content should be obtained in writing. If the fan production uses commercially available Star Trek uniforms, accessories, toys, and props, these items must be official merchandise and not bootleg items or imitations of such commercially available products. The fan production must be a real fan production, that is, creators, actors, and all other participants must be amateurs, cannot be compensated for their services, and cannot be currently or previously employed on any Star Trek series, films, production of DVDs, or with any of CBS or Paramount Pictures licensees. So no more fan productions with any of the cast members from any of the TV shows or movies. This one's kind of a kick in the balls because I think one of the major appeals of a lot of these fan productions is seeing actors who are in the official productions. The reason I watch a lot of them is because George Takei is in one, or Walter Koenig, or Nichelle Nichols. The fan production must be non-commercial. They specified that fundraising is okay, but any additional revenue generation is not allowed. The fan production must be family-friendly and suitable for public presentation. The fan production must display the following disclaimer in the on-screen credits of the fan productions and on any marketing material, including the fan production website or page hosting the fan production. Star Trek and all related marks, logos, and characters are solely owned by CBS Studios Incorporated. This fan production is not endorsed by, sponsored by, nor affiliated with CBS, Paramount Pictures, or any other Star Trek franchise, and is a non-commercial fan-made film intended for recreational use. No commercial exhibition or distribution is permitted. No alleged independent rights will be asserted against CBS or Paramount Pictures. Creators of fan fan productions must not seek to register their works, nor any elements of the works, under copyright or trademark law. Fan productions cannot create or imply any association or endorsement by CBS or Paramount Pictures. Recently, a judge rejected the defense that the production of Axanar constituted fair use. I can think of several other Star Trek fan films that break several of these rules. I don't know how many of them will actually end up being sued. I doubt that CBS and Paramount are going to waste too much money going after their fans. Most of these fan films are not going to be credible threats to the studios. So why waste money going after them? They don't want to become the Metallica of the film industry.